Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of CookieCast. Today on CookieCast, it's the Formula One podcast, straight to the apex. Everybody's back, everybody's talking Formula One, races gone, races to come, races, race news, race previews, race reviews, race predictions. It's all here, everything you could possibly want from a Formula One podcast, all here, ready for you guys. Before we get started, please do consider like, share, subscribe and comment. Leave a review where you can leave a review. And I think we know the one, don't we? It's share that podcast around. It's a fantastic podcast. And honestly, everybody should listen to it, especially if you're a Formula One fan. Right, enough from me. Let's hear from these guys. Here we go. This is CookieCast, straight to the apex.
Hello, the boys are back together. We're all on the same screen. I'm not missing. I'm not dead. I'm not being arrested and in jail. I was on my holidays. Nice to someone listens to where I was. Bonus points. Where did I go?
Greece.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it? Did you have a nice time?
It was lovely, thanks, barring we nearly didn't make it. But that's another story for another time. Let's just say, before we got on the plane, 2 hours before we checked in, we were sat in A&E in Bristol.
Oh, dear.
And it wasn't me.
Oh, dear.
That's all I'm saying. It's my other half, the numbnuts that she is.
Must have been some aggressive syphilis. Jesus.
She got some, long story short, she got an ear plug stuck in her ear.
No fucking hell. Well, it could have been worse. It could have been worse.
If you remember one of the early episodes of this podcast, Tony asked us the question of how did we all really get into F1? Or when did we discover we got into F1? And my story was, it was the US Grand Prix. Sorry, it was either the US Grand Prix or, funnily enough, again, the Canadian Grand Prix. It may have been the Canadian Grand Prix because it was a late start.
Okay.
And
Interesting
we
way
had
good.
A&E because she got a cotton bud stuck in her ear.
It must be the other sex that do this, because...
Oh, God, yeah.
Anyway, we got it out. We got on the plane. We had a good time. Thank you. Listen to the podcast. Well done, guys. Didn't get cancelled. We survived another week. Tony was able to record it and actually send it.
Eventually.
Well, eventually. Better late than never, eh?
Better late than never.
Exactly.
I mean, it's not as late as the BS cast.
No.
Oh,
No.
forgotten BS.
I mean, the BS...
Can't wait to watch that tonight.
The BS cast / my interview so that we could start this podcast.
Yeah.
Good job, James, on interviewing. That's all I'll say, because otherwise Andy'd have gone, no, delete.
All I'm going to say here, Mark, is you had to get interviewed. Me and Tony just got the job straight away.
I give you a glowing character reference. I must have done.
Me and Tony was like Alonso approaching bloody Alpine. He just went, "Hello, I'm Alonso." That was it.
Do you know who I am? Okay, you can also host a podcast. So we digress. Straight to the Apex podcast, Series 3, Episode 9 on CookieCast. Correct? Yes.
I hope so.
I hope so. So before we get into the absolutely riveting weekend of 2 weeks ago, the Monaco Grand Prix, you may wonder why we didn't record last week. Well, we'd have probably recorded a podcast that was 7 minutes long. I mean, that's pushing it. That's stretching it. So we're back this week. glad we've waited in the sense that lots of news has come out this week.
Very true. Very true.
So we're going to do news in the second half of the podcast today because there's more news than actual things about Monaco Grand Prix. Before we get into it, we're all rugby league fans. I think just spend a moment. Rob Burrow sadly passed away on Sunday from MMD. Knew it was coming. Still awful. Awful to see him. Awful to see his family. I mean, I don't know about you two guys, but I hated Leeds Rhinos like I hate Leeds United.
Honestly, I thought you were going to say you hated Rob Burrow then.
No. Rob was the only player on that team that I absolutely loved. Hated Danny Maguire, then he signed for us, so I loved him. I didn't really hate Ryan Hall. Ryan Hall was just a nice guy. Now I love him. Hated Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Hated Jamie Peacock. Hated them all. I don't think anybody I've spoke to about rugby or seen hates Rob Burrow.
I thought he was a little fucking bastard when he played. It was fucking annoying. He always got done for high tackles. Always. But I'll always remember that fucking try that he scored in the grand final against St. Helens. It was something that you can't even write. Fucking try was fucking insane. But what has happened to him, you don't fucking wish it on your worst enemy.
No.
I mean, 40-1. It's 3 kids. His fucking mum and dad have outlived him. Fuck, it's just horrific. It's just fucking horrible. And the video, they did a little half-an-hour program, didn't they?
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah.
Which I haven't seen, but I've watched the video at the end, which has been doing the rounds on social media.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Just...
Yeah.
And it's the moments as well, like that video was set in the changing room and what he was saying and just little things like that. Like, and then Kevin carrying him over the line at one of his runs. Like, just little things like that.
That's a killer, that.
I was there for that because obviously we volunteered at both the Rob Burrow marathons and we're going to obviously continue to do it. And yeah, we were there for that. I saw one tweet that had a go at Kevin saying that he degraded Rob Burrow, but that was one idiot. Like,
really?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but no, I just thought it's right, you know.
How can you see back in that?
What Kevin Sinfield and Rob Burrow have done for the awareness of MND is absolutely unreal. I mean, the centre that is going to be built in Leeds, named after the guy, it is something else, and you know, it's almost poetic, the fact that they was doing the groundbreaking ceremony this week.
Well, they asked Rob last week, should we go ahead with it, because they knew he was ill last week, and he went, yeah, I want you to. I mean, like I say, love Rob Burrow, but fair play to Kevin Sinfield, fair play to Rob's wife Lindsay, what they're doing. I mean, Lindsay had a full-time job, full-time carer, and had 3 kids to bring up. And then she's ran at the marathon the last 2 years, so how she then had time to train for that, do not know. And Kev, what's the saying? Everyone needs a mate like Kev.
Yeah, true.
You know, in a time that you guys have touched on mental health with Andy and on here, like, everyone needs a mate like Kev. And yeah, I just thought it's right. Just say, you know, a few words about Rob. Tony hated him, but respected him, obviously. Tony upsets a lot of people.
No, well, let's just be honest, right? I bet there's a lot of motherfuckers out there that fucking were giving him fucking big uns on the terraces. And then now we're just like, fuck, I love Rob Burrow even as a player.
Yeah.
It's like,
there's probably times where I've said stuff about him, but that's when he's playing against us. But always loved the guy. I mean, what I remember once against the FC, and I can't remember the name of the player, but for those of you who don't know, Rob Burrow is like 4 foot and a peanut tall.
Yeah.
And he squared up to this big guy from New Zealand, and it's genuine like David and Goliath. You know, height difference, build difference. And Burrows is jumping up and taking swings at the guy, and the guy just kind of stood there looking almost confused.
Yeah,
like,
I remember that.
Yeah.
But Rob Burrows is an absolute legend, and it doesn't matter whether you was a Rhinos fan or any other rugby league fan, or even any other sports fanatic. You all know what's happened this weekend with Rob Burrow, and absolutely, our thoughts and prayers go out to his wife and kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's inspired one of our podcast members to run for his charity, hasn't it?
Well, I've been running for his charity for 5 years now, since he was first diagnosed, because I don't know if you'll remember, James, there was someone at South Wilderness where we went called Carl Giblin. Do you know that name?
Vaguely, yeah.
So, do you remember him, Tony? Because I think he was maybe a year above you, or 2 years. Well, no, I think he'll be a few years above you, but he was a year below me at school. He died of MMD at 25, I think it was.
God.
Lee Newton was an amateur rugby player in Hull. I worked with him at Coastal. He also died of MMD. So it's always been a charity I've known about. And then when Rob got it, I ran my first Great North run for MMD. And me and the wife are running Hull 10K on Sunday and the Great North run this year for MMD. So I think we've raised about 250 quid up to now. Well, this is this one. I think overall, we're about 600 or 700 quid. So, look, it's some.
Get the link on the video.
Get the link on. Video. Yeah. Send the pennies in, but no. Yeah, we touched on Rob, like James said. Rest in peace, Rob, and our thoughts go to family, Lindsay, the kids, and Big Kev.
Cheers, Rob.
Cheers.
Right. Serious. Wow. Now, let's talk about fantastic race in Monaco. As Tony would say, the most prestigious race on the track. I'll be brutally honest. I think listeners know our thoughts on the race. I think it was evident this year more than ever that them cars are just too big for that street circuit now.
It's done, innit? It's done.
But they won't let it go. They love it. They love it. I don't get it. I do not get it. Qualified.
Needs reinventing.
You're sorry?
Needs reinventing. I think Lewis, in the build-up, mentioned, can Pirelli do a special tyre for it? So they have to come in more.
Yeah. I mean...
Or special rules.
Someone said get rid of the chicane after the tunnel and it'll almost provide like a long straight. You're still not going to overtake on that track. I don't care if you had a 4 mile straight.
Well, it's all laps before anyone got overtaken.
Yeah.
The only thing I like about Monaco, I get more excited about qualifying at Monaco.
100%.
Because you know for a fact, if you've got pole, you're pretty much on for a dead set there. So everything happens in quali, and nothing happened in quali.
Whoa! 2 things happened in quali. How dare you?
Whoa! It's fucking disgusting.
Max Verstappen was not pole. I mean, we may be down in the dumps on Monaco, but a Red Bull wasn't first, wasn't second. One of them was fair. Oh no, one of them wasn't third. One of them went 4th or 5th. Max was 6th.
And never got past that.
Nope. Perez was knocked out in Q1.
Yeah.
I mean, praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Can we race at Monaco every week? Because that Red Bull looked atrocious. I mean, atrocious is a strong word. it didn't look as planted as it has done.
It was shit. It was bouncing all weekend. I really like the fact that I might be using the wrong words here by saying Red Bull was struggling. It might be the case. Like, you know, Max has come out and said it since as well that the other teams have just cottoned on. I don't know.
No.
All I know is that Red Bull had a shocker a couple of races ago and they haven't got over it.
No, and I mean, we've got a kind of street circuit next in Canada, and Max is already making noises that we ain't going to be good there.
Max ain't happy.
No, he's not. And when Max ain't happy, he goes back to his petulant child. He don't get his head down, doesn't he? Yeah. He kind of doesn't drive like he can because he's too busy being angry all the time. And this is the Max of year 1 and 2, pretty much. I mean, we're a bit early to say the wheels have fallen off Red Bull. I mean, we'd love it if they did. We'd go all full Kevin Keegan on it. I would love it if someone beat them. Love it. But, yeah. So, Leclerc was pole. Piastri was second. Sainz was third. And I'm not going to go down the list. All you need to know is Russell was 5th, Hamilton was 7th. Both Hasses disqualified from quali.
Yep. Yeah, I read some about that.
Yeah, due to the rear wing being non-compliant, so they have like a test, don't they, for the slot in the back, and it failed at the edges.
It was wider at the edges. It's similar to what had happened on Hamilton's car a couple of races back.
Yes.
Sorry, a couple of seasons back.
Yeah.
Remember when Max was running his finger along, and then all of a sudden, 2 days later, like, excuse me.
Yeah. But it wasn't anything to do with him. So they started back of the grid. Like you say, I enjoy quali more than I think any other qualifying session all season, and a lot more than the Sunday. I mean, that weekend I'd watched the race before it, obviously the one I missed, and then straight into Monaco. So it was quite a lot of F1. And I think I was like, I'm okay with that because I know when Monaco's on, I'll be doing other things. It's just on in the background. Well, Rovers were on, to be fair. So I think I watched Rovers.
Winning again.
Yeah. So anything else from quali?
No.
Oh.
Excellent.
Get to
the race. So, I mean, well, I'm going to skip to the end because that was the boring bit, and then we'll go back. And yeah, so basically, Leclerc started pole, finished first. Piastri started second, finished second. Sainz finished third, started third. Same for Norris, same for Russell, same for Max, same for Hamilton, same for Tsunoda, same for Albon, and same for Gasly. So the top 10 didn't change from quali. However, lap 1. Should we start with the first corner? Let's go around the lap. Should Sainz have been allowed to rejoin the race?
I'm going to say that was Sainz, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. Right.
Why not?
Well, he was out of the race. Got saved by a red flag.
Exactly. The rule if you completed the first speed trap, there's a red flag. You can get the car. You can come back out in your original position.
Okay. Okay. You've said that word. I totally agree. He should have been allowed to restart the race, not in his original position.
Why?
Well,
because you'd gone through a section of the course. He'd obviously had a collision with Piastri.
Some cars didn't.
Yeah.
Well, 3 cars didn't.
It's a yes, only because he's very, 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 very lucky.
Yeah.
That there was an absolute mad crash, red flag behind him.
The only thing that confused me is all the drivers was allowed to change their tyres.
Yeah.
And then didn't have to have a mandatory pit stop.
Yeah, this come in a few years ago, if you remember, because I think it was something to do with Hamilton. And it was like, I think the rule come in and Max had changed and Hamilton was like, why haven't we changed? And like, I think the season before, they weren't allowed to change. It was very messy. But
my understanding was that you have to complete one race lap in a set of tyres before you can go on to any other compound.
Yeah. But I take your point. Okay, Sainz was a very lucky boy. He was allowed to re-enter. Yeah. So
that's interesting. That could Sainz have got it back to the pits? Did he get?
No, he couldn't even turn.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
he's very lucky. Very, very,
very lucky. So Perez and the Hasses. Or, well, let's say Perez and Magnussen and Hülkenberg was just very unlucky. What's your take on it?
Where you going first?
Perez felt for the guy. Magnussen, mate, you are extremely fucking lucky. Extremely lucky that after all of that shit, the stewards and everyone else turned around and went, yeah, no further action. Race incident. Bull fucking shit. You did not have that turn. You was nowhere near the guy's front tyres. Not your corner. You should have shifted.
Okay. Tony?
I'm passionate about that, as you can tell. Still, I don't like Magnussen at the moment. He's a dick.
I mean, why are we hit the nail on the head where why are we going for a gap at Monaco when we are 20th, basically not in the top 10? Why are we doing that? What's the point? What is the point? There is no point.
Well, Ayrton Senna once said, if you don't go for the gap, you're not a race driver. But
this is bullshit. Because now we can. So that no. Saying that then gives anybody the right to go for a gap. It could be this big.
No.
You can still go for a gap, or it could be this big, and you can still.
No, I said Ayrton Senna said, if you don't go for the gap, you're not a race driver. And then I said, however, that wasn't a fucking gap.
True.
You could fill that with polyfiller.
Yeah.
True.
You're at Monaco. There is no gaps.
So you are both putting 100% blame on Magnussen, or is it 90-10, or is it 95-5?
I know what you're going to say. Mark.
Go on, Tony. What am I going to say?
Perez looked in his right mirror.
Fucking 100%.
Looked in his mirror, saw a car coming towards him, and stayed pretty much where he was.
Yep.
But he has the right to do that, though, because he's in the lead, and he might have been thinking, nah, he's obviously not going to go for that gap. And he fucking did.
It was Magnussen's fault. Like say, stupid move on lap 1 when you're 3/4 of the way down the grid. You just too aggressive. However, Perez is not faultless. He's not faultless at all. You've seen in your mirror, you've looked. There's a car there. yeah, all right. Do I squeeze him? I'm at Monaco. I don't want to let him by. Well, let's make it tight for him. Don't be a dick and move across. Sorry, but Perez to me is an absolute prick. I can't stand him.
It is I go. It's 90-10. 90% Magnussen.
I would agree with that. I would. Yeah.
I'm a little bit surprised with the news this week about Perez, but at the same time, while we're talking about this, we've really got to commend the designers of those cars, because we all saw the state of that.
Yes.
I mean, I thought that looked saw some of that car on the A63 on the way to work the next day. Fucking hell.
Yeah, you take the tin foil off a burrito or something, and you scrumple it up, and you thought it was that. That was all that was left. There was no fucking tyres.
It literally just shattered into 1,000 pieces.
Yeah, Perez got out of it and walked off.
Yeah,
with a limp.
I mean, the cameraman. There's a picture of a cameraman guy literally getting sprayed with carbon fibre, isn't he? He's like, and he got hit. But that shows you. I mean, if only the cars were that size to start with, we might actually have races at Monaco. But you could tell safety in F1. I mean, we said it about Grosjean when that crash happened and the fireball. Perez, 20 years ago, possibly even 15.
Oh, Jesus.
Would have had either been dead or had a life-changing injury. The fact that he jumped out of that car
on a side, so he basically hit a barrier at over 100 mile an hour on the side, and then had another F1 car going at 100 mile an hour into his side.
Yes,
yep. And then he got out and just went.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the state of the barrier, it obviously took them longer to repair the barrier. Like,
there's an angle where they're looking behind the barrier at the crash, and it's like, how the fuck has the barrier even stayed there?
Yeah, I mean, fair play. Like you said, wow, that is testament to how. I don't want to say how safe F1 is now, because it is still a motorsport that is dangerous, but how much we've come along. Like, obviously, they all talked about Ayrton Senna last week, and we had all the tributes and everything. Ayrton Senna would not have died if that safety was in Formula One back then.
Yeah.
And Ratzenberger wouldn't have died. You know, they are so safe now. And this is maybe why people like Magnussen are taking more risks, because that fear factor's gone of, well, if I do that, I may die here. But that leads us nicely onto Ocon.
What a dickhead. What a fucking... Finally caught with it. All the fucking shit he's ever done. He deserves the hate. He doesn't deserve the death threats, but he deserves fucking hate for what he did.
That was a bit far. I thought they were from you.
No, I don't like him. But a lot of people don't like him. Even his teammates don't like him.
That's been coming for weeks. I mean, when they first put them two together, everyone out there was thinking, why would you do that? And then the last couple of races, the amount of times you've seen them two cars just pretty much rubbing tyres against it. You knew something was going to happen at some point, and
last year they obliterated each other, didn't they?
Yeah,
in one race.
Yeah,
and he's done it before with Alonso. Alonso's fell out with him. I'm sure he's done it before that as well. He's been at it for years. I remember once he was under a blue flag and started racing Max Verstappen. Why? What? He's just a fucking dick. And why would he go for why come back to this race? Why would he go for that gap on his own fucking teammate on the first lap? Dick move.
That was most races on the first lap. You wait until the spaces have developed. But at Monaco, nah.
On your own teammate.
I know. I don't get that. he had no respect for him at all. I mean, we like say they don't get on, regardless of how they portray themselves in the camera. They do not get on. But to do that on your teammate, I mean, Gadsley literally got chucked up in. No, it was Ocon that got chucked up in the air, wasn't it? And you've ruined all that backroom staff's weekend. You've all travelled to Monaco, and your 2 cars are totaled. Like,
I mean, it's interesting the fallout because now he's at the end of the season. It's over, isn't it?
Yep.
They've
always coming.
Yep.
Always coming.
Seems like yesterday they actually said they announced him as fucking Alpine driver. So, fucking hell. I wonder where he's going to go.
Well,
he better not be in a fucking Meerkat. So I swear to God, I'll fucking burn every single Meerkat that I've got fucking in my house. I fucking swear to God. I'll fucking send the cars back. I don't care. I'll drive anything. Fuck. I'm not having that French bastard driving a German.
You can't say that. Sorry, French people. Ocon does not betray you, all of you. Fucking Jesus Christ. I mean, Tony, I guess you're passionate about that. However, Toto is a big fan of Ocon.
Yeah.
He loves him. He loves him. I mean, he was a reserve driver for a year. I'm telling you now, we're going to have a Mercedes barbecue on our hands in Hull. Tony's going to be burning every bit of merch, including his 2 cars, to the ground because I can see it happening.
I can see it happening too, Mark. I can see it happening too.
So you've said it on a live podcast that you will. I mean, let's be frank, your cars aren't cheap. So you're going to burn both of them cars. Excellent. We should get some ratings for that one.
Russell and Ocon. What the fuck?
A team you'd love to hate. Russell and Ocon.
Lewis Hamilton has actually turned around and said, "If I was Toto, I would be bringing Kimi Räikkönen back."
Did he?
Yeah.
Wow. Obviously, we'll touch the news in the second half, but have you seen some of Hamilton's comments regarding Russell and Merck and the fact that there was an upgraded wing for this weekend? And it was Russell and Hamilton were like contradicting each other. I don't think everything's okay behind the scenes at Merck with Lewis at all.
Putting ties, don't trust each other.
Lewis came out and said, well, of course they're going to look after Russell more now. And he's right.
Yep.
And then Toto's come out and said, no, we're treating both drivers fairly. Now, we all know for a fact that what Hamilton has said is probably right because it's just business sense. Me as a manager also knows that what Toto is saying, he's probably just saying because he's got to protect the business. And it's his diligence kind of thing. Everyone's been treated fairly, blah, 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 blah. When probably not.
Yeah.
But what is happening now, was happening, I reckon, last season. We did touch on it many a time. And that's why I think that's another reason why Hamilton's gone, I'm off. See you later. Because they don't agree. They don't agree with each other.
Do you get the feeling that Russell's like the kid at work that starts and crawls up the boss's arse on day one so far up?
All brown nosing.
Yeah. He's that annoying kid that starts and you think, I don't like you. Do you know what I mean? Like you get that feeling where someone starts and they're just overly friendly with the boss and I've got a task to do, lads. I'll do it. Do you know? I get that feeling that's Russell.
We've also
I agree.
He's grating on us this weekend, especially at Monaco, just with his passive aggressive comments.
You
know, when everyone changed the tyres in lap 1, and then it's like, right, we've just got to nurse them, and they're saying, right, slow down a little bit, take care of them. And then he starts going, so do I just need to be careful on these 2 corners, or should I be careful on all the corners? It's like, mate, stop being a fucking dick. Okay.
I think it's more not kiss ass, or maybe it is a bit of kiss ass, and I think it's more yes man, really. Like this is how we're doing it. It's not the quickest. It's not the right. It's not the quickest way. It's not the best way. And I think that's what Hamilton will have wanted, the best way, the quickest way, the more riskier way for more reward. And Russell's the opposite and is more conservative and like, yes, sir, 3 bags full, sir. And Hamilton's got frustrated. Russell's suddenly, oh, yeah, Russell agrees. And he's suddenly come more into the fray because he fits with the workings more and the ideas more and the decisions more. And again, this is why we're here where we are now.
I think it's more the opposite now. I think now Russell is the one, because they're also, you got the engineers who have been the ones saying, right, let's be conservative, let's watch the tyres and stuff like that. Russell's the one saying, well, no, we should be racing, blah, blah, blah. But Hamilton's been going long enough to know, especially at Monaco, it's not about being the fastest, it's just about keeping the position you've got and taking the points that's there.
I think they're done with him though now, James. I think they're not even listening to him anymore.
No, I don't think they are.
With the tyre situation, he came in after the red flag and he said, I told you guys.
Yeah.
I said, and the second one was the interview. I think it was after qualifying. And again, he kind of kept his mouth shut, but alluded to that Russell is the favoured driver and he will be ahead of me or have a better strategy than me in qualifying because that's how it is now.
Yeah,
kind of.
Totally agree. Right, let's continue this after the break then. We'll get a quick freshen up and we'll continue Russell chat in the second half.
Thank you.
See you then.
See you soon. Bye.
Hey, you. Yeah, you that's listening right now. Thanks very much for tuning into this episode of Straight to the Apex, the Formula One podcast from CookieCast. If you're enjoying this episode, why not like, share and subscribe? Whilst you're there, feel free to check out some of the other podcasts that CookieCast has to offer. If you like football, we've got a football podcast. NFL more your thing? Then the Laces Out podcast is for you. Maybe even a little bit of the wrestling. Just look for the Getting Over podcast on CookieCast. Maybe you want to listen to Andy's Darkest Timeline. It's there too. So, the F1 boys have probably got themselves a drink. It's time to get back to the action.
Yes.
And welcome back after a delayed pit stop. We are back for you guys. It'll be like 10 seconds. Where was we? George, Woody, Russell.
That's a question.
Yeah. So Hamilton made some interesting comments. So basically, there was a new front wing that Mark had brought for Monaco. They only had one. And Lewis said, I just let George have it. Then when they spoke to George, it was like, oh no, we had a discussion and we flipped a coin. And then Lewis actually won. And he said, you have it because I don't want the pressure of having the one part we've got. I was reading about it. I just thought it was a bit odd. And then reading about it today, Andrew Shovlin, one of the senior guys at Merck, has come out and basically said what they've been doing is sharing parts. So Russell's been getting some new parts. Lewis has been getting some new parts. Yeah. What Lewis has actually said was, no, I think you should put them all on one car. Let's see if they all work together and get us that speed. And then if they do, pass it to the next car. And we'll take that in turns. But for this weekend, let Russell have them. And then didn't he say something like he doesn't think he'll beat Russell in quali all year?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What do you make of it all?
Wow.
Misfire.
Wow.
I think
got a remix.
Checked out. I mean, we said it already. He's pretty much checked out, but I think he is now full on in his head that Russell is going to get more of the focus, which we've said as well, and I said it earlier on as well.
Yep.
You know, it's business sense. So he's pretty much just checked out. He's probably doing what he can as a team, and to help Mercedes because that's just who he is. But in his head, he's just waiting to go to Ferrari now.
Do you think he just thinks, I don't really care?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
He's coasting.
I agree.
Funny, also in the news, there was Mercer excited behind the scenes about the new engine for the new regs, and they haven't been this excited since the regs changed on the engines previously, and Lewis and Rosberg absolutely dominated the championship. If that was true, and James, you as a manager will probably know from a business sense, but if that was true, don't you think Lewis would be thinking, oh, should I stay? Have I made a mistake here? Does he know Ferrari have maybe got similar gains? Or do you think that he just doesn't believe Merc after the last 3 years of, we've built a fast car? Oh, they haven't listened to me, no way.
I think he has lost trust because Mercedes have been saying it every year for the last 2-3. But at the same time, he's going to know what's going on at Ferrari. I mean, there's still all this sniffing around Newey and stuff like that, and now Newey is actually saying that he is looking at a team and stuff like that. Now, Hamilton probably already knows, as does Newey, I would imagine, as does Red Bull, what's going to be happening next. They're just, obviously, they've all got NDAs going on so that they can't say it. Yeah, I think Hamilton's in Hamilton's head, Hamilton's made the right decision. But like we've said before as well, the last time Hamilton made a ballsy move, and everyone said to him, why would you do that? He went to Mercedes, and look what happened there.
Yeah, it worked out pretty all right, didn't it?
Yeah, just a bit. A bit.
What do you reckon, Tom?
I just don't believe anything that Merc say about the future cars and future plans after what's happened in the past couple of years. So I just bullshit. And I agree with James. Lewis has made the right decision. Moving on, and we've been here before. He's going to do all right at Ferrari. He's going to do all right.
The Ferrari will be quick.
Quick, slow, whatever. When he retires eventually, he's raced for probably 3 of the most prestigious racing teams in F1. Not many drivers have done that.
No.
Very
If
true.
he can win a race for him, not many drivers have won a race for each team. So he's building his legacy. He's creating more of a legacy. Yeah, I think. I think he's absolutely bang on the pair here. Any more notes from the race?
It took 54 laps before anyone got overtaken.
Yes, it did.
Yes, it did.
Hats off to the guy who used the George Russell pose on the track map. You know, the stretching out on the wall, because obviously George was saving his tyres and he created that bigger gap to the car in front of him that someone was actually be able to put the George Russell pose in between George Russell at one end and the nearest driver in front of him at the other.
Awesome.
I mean, nice.
Martin Brundle said purchase. Now, if you're an avid listener of the podcast, you'll know that I quoted him and got the absolute shit ripped out of me. Well, he did it again. He said it for real. And it was, he fucking did. He fucking don't fucking start, because he definitely did.
I can't remember him saying it.
It was just before the restart, and they were talking about they can change the tyres, and he said the purchase of the new tyre, and I shit you not, I woke up immediately, jumped up in the air, and was like, he's fucking said it.
Oh, mate, no, I don't believe any of it. The fact that he said, I woke up.
I think he dreamt it, because I don't remember him saying it. Not a clue.
And I had 2 naps in that race, I swear to God.
To be honest, you might as well have had a long nap.
Purchase of the tyres. And at that point, Kate Beckinsale went, "Hey, Tony, look," he said, "purchase." And then I woke up. Yeah.
Two things are on Martin Brundle. Grid walk. Kylian Mbappe.
Amazing.
Kylian Mbappe, knob.
Kylian Mbappe, knob. But what did he say before then?
Gangster. Absolute fucking gang G unit. What a guy. Like, hey, you don't tell me what to do here.
Mbappe's bodyguard, when he put his hand out and he said, and he literally, nowhere to lie, he just went, "Excuse me, sir, I run things around here." And it was
mic drop. Yeah, he literally could have just gone, fucking class. Absolute class.
Absolute class.
Also, because I watched both races back to back, and I missed the podcast with you guys, and I don't think I think you did touch on it a little bit. What did you think of Crofty not doing the race at Imola? And now he was back at Monaco. Did you think the other guy, did you think, actually, we missed Crofty? Or did you think, no, do you know what? That other guy was spot on.
I think that other guy was spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go that way, actually.
If Crofty reined it in, he'd be all right. But he's too busy trying to come up with cliches and funny little anecdotes and like little sayings. Like apparently Bundle says purchased. Me and James have never heard him say that. But hey, one of the co-presenters believes that he does.
He said it.
Comment below if he said it. Comment below.
Tony heard him say it, and Kate Beckinsale, who was sat next to him, heard him and said, "Hey, Tony, I heard it too." And then Tony woke up.
And you was married to Christian Horner wearing a Jerry Halliwell wig.
Yeah.
I'll get it on.
Yeah.
I'll record it. I've got it recorded. I'll find it.
Yeah, I think the other guy did well at Imola. It's also a bit, they're mixing it up a bit this year, aren't they? Sky with the coverage. I think Jack Villeneuve's on for the Canadian Grand Prix this weekend. But yeah, Brundle was absolute fucking top level gangster. He should be every week to do the grid walk.
Absolutely. But that other guy that did the Imola commentator, just to go back to there, Karun was also next to him. So, and I think they worked really, really well together.
I'm not a massive fan of him.
Yeah. I think he talks a lot of sense. A lot of sense.
He talks more sense than that Naomi Schiffer. Because she just repeats whatever someone next to her has said in a different way.
Yeah.
She doesn't really bring anything to the table.
She's better than the other one, though, the American lass.
Oh, Danica. Yeah.
The only good thing about Danica is watching Jensen Button, just imagining how many ways he's going to kill her.
Yep. I like Anthony Davidson. I think he's the one, when he does a sky pad and looks at accidents and best corner incidents. That's maybe why I don't like Karun, because when he does it, I just think, not as good as Anthony Davidson. But he was all right in commentary, to be fair. So, any other things from the race before we move on to the news?
No, not that I can think of. Yeah. Stroll. Alonso gave Stroll a gap to pitted and fucking punctured his tyre. So Stroll being Stroll at his best.
Yeah, Stroll doing Stroll type of things. Class, as always.
Class. The winner.
Well, he's had some bad luck there, hasn't he? And he finally broke the voodoo. Although they nearly stuffed it up, didn't they? Again, wasn't it an issue or something with a car?
What was going on there? There was like a radio, and Fryer were like, no.
Yeah,
I don't know what they were saying. I don't know what was going on.
No, I'm not sure.
I don't know what was going on, but Piastri fucking did not let him go the whole fucking race.
No, he didn't.
He was waiting. Waiting for a mistake.
Ferraris are really looking good.
They are. I mean, like I say, we've beat Leclerc up a little bit, especially me saying he's got a mistake in him. He drove well. He handled it well. He controlled that race well. Just loved the Prince of Monaco. Literally, it was like, I'm meant to be the prince, but fuck that. He just like sprayed champagne on everyone. He was just hugging Leclerc, basically. And then he was singing the Italian national anthem.
Yes.
Straight out baller. Absolute straight out baller. What a guy.
Absolutely.
Him and Martin Brundle, gangsters of Monaco. We could have gangs of Monaco and then we could be the leading actors. What legend.
Well, fucking basically the royal family aren't they? Fucking hell, it's that small.
That's true. So do you want to do predictions first or should we do news? Let's do predictions first.
Yeah, so let's do the predictions.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we did all right. So, Mark, you had 21. I had 19. Tony had 19. Mark, you went Max, Leclerc, Piastri. So you've still got 21. I went Max, Norris, Piastri. So I'm still on 19. Tony, you went Max, Leclerc, and Sainz. Getting Sainz. So you've gone up to 20. So I'm now last. But there is 1 point between us all.
Nice.
Charlie, I don't know why she fucking does this. And it wasn't a bad prediction either, really, in fairness. She went Norris, Max, Piastri. Starting with 5, ends with 5.
No, 6. Tony did correct you on the last podcast. Yeah, I heard that. You got your own wife's score wrong, but she don't listen, so she'd never find out.
Beth went Leclerc, Max, Norris. Started with 13, got Leclerc, so she is now on 16 points.
The 3 behind you, James. 3 behind you.
Yep.
That's close.
I nearly said F the FIA then.
Did you?
We just did.
I would never utter them words.
Context wasn't there. It's more the context and the tone.
It is. I was just downright nasty. At least James said it vaguely nice. Predictions for Canada? I can't make my mind up. And the pressure is on me as being host this week. So I don't think Red Bull will do very well this weekend. So I'm going to go Max for the win.
Who will now not pick Max?
Yeah. So I'm going Max for the win. I'm going Charles Leclerc second. And I'm going Piastri third.
Shall I go?
Okay, James?
I'm the same as you. I don't think Red Bull's going to do well this week. But for Max, it's more, it depends whereabouts you are. So I've gone Sainz for the win.
Oh.
Leclerc second.
Oh.
And Max third.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right. I like that. I like that a lot because them Ferraris are fast and Canada's fast.
Yeah.
I just think Red Bull talk a load of shit.
I know. I was tempted to throw in a MacLeod into the mix, but it's like I said, it's Max at the end of the day, and depending where he comes in qualifying.
Yeah. So, Tony.
I'm going to go Max for the win. And then I'm going to go, this is completely off the cuff, no idea, really. I mean, I'd like to go Sainz, Norris.
Sainz, Norris.
I don't think it's going to rain. I don't know if Norris likes the rain. Max needs to bounce back. Just needs to bounce back. Leclerc has just been gunning for this Monaco race for a long time, but also this season it's been a bit quiet for that Monaco race. He's got the Monaco race now, so he has to have a hangover of some sort, surely.
100, and that's where I've crossed off Leclerc's name about 3 times, because he's in too good a form. He's always got a mistake in him. He's got Monaco. Yeah.
The mistake now. It wasn't last week, so that means it must be now.
Yeah. So Max, Sainz, Norris. That's your 3, yeah.
Yeah, and Sainz. I think Sainz was purposefully quiet last Monaco because I think it was a Ferrari all in on fucking Leclerc. To be honest.
Yeah. We've got Beth's. So she's gone Max, Sainz, Hamilton.
Yep.
Well done, FIA, for getting him in before the deadline.
Norris, Leclerc, and Sainz.
Norris, Leclerc, Sainz.
Yep.
What does Beth go?
Max, Sainz, Hamilton.
See you later, James.
So, driver standings. Max 169 points, Leclerc 138, Norris 113. Leclerc is surprisingly close to Max, considering how dominant the Red Bull's been. I didn't think that gap was as small as that.
There's not much in it now.
No. I mean, we're going a bit far saying there's a championship in our on the cards, aren't we? Like, there's not going to be a fight, is there?
No.
I don't know. I think let's see how Canada does.
Yeah.
And then we'll go from there. But I mean, 3 races now where Red Bull's just not really been in the game.
Is this already? Is this the start of the wind tunnel restrictions and possibly Adrian Newey, as we alluded to, not signing off on stuff anymore? Oh, this front wing will work. Yeah, great. And Adrian's just sitting back going,
No what?
But I ain't saying anything.
That's a good shout.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It would be easy to think, but surely, I don't know.
I did say that the wind restriction tunnels would have an impact later years.
Yeah. I think, James, you're right. Canada is let's see what happens. Is it going to go back to the norm? If it doesn't, great. Then we may have a fight on our hands. If it does, it's a bit of a flash in the pan, won't it? I'm just having a look what's coming up after. We've got Spain, Austria. I mean, Austria they do well at. Spain they do well at. Then it's Silverstone. Normally do all right there. Hungary they do all right. Spa. Netherlands is home race. Monza, speed circuit. They've got the fastest top speed. So the next, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, a possible Red Bull track.
Yeah.
So, like I say, it might just be a flash in the pan the next couple of races.
I'm already putting McLaren at Silverstone.
Oh, that's interesting.
Norris, really, do you reckon? Piastri's a win.
So,
your washing machine's done, Tony.
I was going to say, we've got a nice little theme tune for the news then. Dee, dee, dee.
And on that bombshell.
Dee, dee, dee. So, we've already touched on it. Perez signed a 2-year deal with Red Bull.
Yeah, absolutely out the fucking blue. What the fuck are they doing? Why have they done that? Don't understand it. Oh, well.
I said that, and Charlie turned around and went, it's probably because it's the only driver out there that won't fucking bitch and moan and will just do as Red Bull are doing.
Yeah, maybe that's true. They've already I know what. Yeah, that's true. He's on a leash, isn't he? And he's probably been given a decent wedge, and he's kind of gone. Yeah.
See, I disagree. They haven't announced his salary. I reckon he's took a pay cut. They've offered reduced terms, and he's just gone. Yep, yeah, 2 years, yeah. Normally they announce how much he's signed for, and the fact that they haven't, and they've omitted that from all the news.
Yeah.
Because he's like you say, they've given him. He's not doing very well. All right, the crash wasn't his fault. But he's not been doing well this year yet. They've offered him a 2-year deal. He would have snapped their hands off, even if it was 10 million under what he's getting paid now, because no one else is going to touch him on that grid.
Probably right, actually.
Yeah, true.
Red Bull's got this. You know what I mean? They've got the power, haven't they? And let's see what happens with Max. Can't see anything happening with Max. But let's be honest, Perez is not going to lead that team. But like you said, he's a yes man. So whoever they bring in, if they have to bring someone in, he'll quite happily sit behind them.
Yeah.
So, I'm still quite shocked at it, though, because I didn't think they were going to go that way. But then equally, they give him 2 years because Ricciardo was going to be in it, and he's not done enough.
That's it's more a case of they've given him it because Ricciardo just hasn't shown anything so far.
Yeah. Ocon leaving Alpine at end of the year. We're not shocked. Yeah.
Where will he go?
Tony said.
Where will he go? Please not Mercedes. Please.
If it's not Mercedes, I don't know who it'll be. I don't think it'll be anyone.
Mate, he will be driving the Dirty 30 stagecoach through Bilton Grange next year.
He'll be doing that fucking easy ride away. What's it called? The Megabus.
The Megabus.
In Edinburgh to London. He'll still fucking crash
Edinburgh to London for £1. And he's Esteban. It's like that. Mate.
Hello.
Well, they won't trust him to do hot laps. Let's put it that way. Albon sounds a new deal. Multi-year deal at Williams.
Wow.
I think he wanted the Red Bull seat, and when he was told he isn't getting it, he might as well stay there. He's a leader. He's not challenged from Sargent. If Merc have got a fantastic engine coming, the Williams is going to be a bit quicker.
Well, Beth made an amazing shout and said Williams and Sainz.
So,
as a possible.
My next point is Sainz to Merc has been categorically no. Merc do not want him. So Sainz's options are Sauber/Audi or Williams.
Williams, put your big boy pants on and fucking sign Carlos Sainz. When she initially said it, I was like, absolutely no chance. But it's slowly looking a good option or a good bet. Because Logan Sargent needs to get the fuck out of an F1 car, let's be honest. And quick.
Sorry, I'm waiting for you to say the stupid American bastards or something. No.
No.
We're not upsetting another country on tonight.
No, another nation.
Not two in one night. No,
not two in one night.
Can't do that.
Friends, them two are friends, so we don't want to fuck go there.
I get why Mercedes wouldn't want Sainz.
Yeah.
Anyone who's got the opportunity to get Sainz, I think, would go for him. And I mean, I'm not being funny, Mercedes, but that guy's done better than both of your drivers so far. He's beat Verstappen twice.
Right, here's a question. I'm going to get deep. I'm going to get nice and deep.
Pretty deep, man.
Wow.
we've said this before, but if all the drivers were in equal machinery, I think we'd all agree Max would be numero uno as driver talent.
Yeah.
Closely followed by Hamilton. I know, closely followed by Lewis. If you were to go down that list, would you put Sainz ahead of Russell and so the 20 drivers?
Yes.
Would you put Sainz ahead of Russell? Yes. How many above him would he be? Is he just above him, or is he 4 or 5 above him? You know what I mean? Is Russell mid-tier and Sainz bottom of top tier, or are they both mid-tier?
That's a hell of a question. How long have we got? I mean, there's 20 drivers.
There is.
I'd put Carlos Sainz 6.
Oh no!
I'd put Russell 8th and 9th.
I would as well, but you know what? And this is gonna be great. Is it a case of Mercedes don't want Sainz there because they see George Russell as Woody and Carlos Sainz as Buzz Lightyear, and all that will happen is that he will turn around to Buzz and go, "Oh, look over there," and then that's it. He wakes up RC, spins around, knocks a lamp, and Buzz goes flying out a window.
I was thinking more. Toto is Rafiki, and Russell is Simba, and no one can beat Russell. Russell, again, if we take it somewhere else, Russell is the chosen one.
I mean,
he'll never turn evil. Fucking hell.
James,
pigs will fly before that motherfucker turns to the dark side.
Please do your Toto impression, but to Rafiki, a one banana, squash banana, wait.
There's a meme somewhere in that. Everyone, come on. Again, search it, comment below. Somebody please put Toto's face on Rafiki, please.
Holding Giorgio. Oh, what does that make Lewis Scar at the minute?
I thought that, but it's not evil. It's not evil.
No, that's true.
I'm trying to. No, I don't know. It ends. It just ends on that scene. No
Alonso Scar. Easy.
Alonso Scar.
Yeah. Wow. I can't believe we're talking about Lion King.
Went very deep. Well, like you say, like you've got Max Lewis. You got Max Lewis, Alonso,
Piastri, Norris.
Yeah, you could go Piastri and then Sainz, then Leclerc, then who else have you got in there?
I think Sainz is better than Leclerc. I think Sainz is possibly better than Norris. I think Piastri has more potential to be better, but today Sainz is probably better with his experience.
Yeah.
I think Russell is literally middle guy. 10.
Yeah, I agree. But okay then. This is a good one, very good one. Russell or Albon?
Whoa! That's a corker. That is. Oh God! I mean, we're going to have some silence on the podcast because I'm going to have to think about this.
I'd probably go Albon.
See, I would go Russell because he's actually won things and.
I know, but Albon went a race without changing his tyres once to prove a point.
Yeah, but Russell was the tyre whisperer in Monaco.
No, Russell did it. Fucking moaned about it the entire race.
Are we going off driving ability, or are we factoring in attitude as well and likability?
I mean, attitude's got to come into it to a degree.
No, because I'm completely biased at all. I nearly went somewhere else then with an example, but I'm not going to because I don't want to quote a war or something and offend a lot of people.
This is harder than saying you walk by a house on fire, Kate Beckinsale's in there, but you can only save one.
I'll tell you the second one. Kate Beckinsale or who?
Jerry Halliwell.
That's not even a choice. Neither of them.
Yeah, I agree completely with Matt.
Yeah.
Whose wife is more beautiful, Charles or girlfriend? Charles Leclerc's or Carlos Sainz? Honestly, that's a fucking conundrum. That one.
I need to stop, and then we'll come back to this question here. A name has been mentioned now 5 times. I have been trying to get it in the second half of this because I've listened to a little part of the BS cast and found out the Candyman rule. That if any name is mentioned 5 times, Andy has to get them on the podcast. Now, Andy, not being funny, mate, I've said Kate Beckinsale about 4 times, and then Mark said it a 5th. You need to make my dreams come true, good sir.
Andy is very powerful in the Cookie Cast network. He's also very powerful because he's now the president of the whatever we called him. Not sure he can get Kate Beckinsale. I mean, look, I might be downplaying Andy, and he might literally listen to this, send us a text tomorrow, and say, "You want Kate Beckinsale? You will get Kate Beckinsale." He might have that power.
That's 8 or 9 times we've said it now, but we've also said the name Jerry Halliwell 5 times now because I've just said it then as well.
Yeah, so me and Tony have vetoed it. We could have got air on because, let's be honest, she's desperate to get on anything. And me and Tony have gone, well, now we don't want to.
Sounds a lot like your husband. He's desperate to get on anything, isn't he? Hey!
Allegedly.
Not allegedly.
I would go Russell, but it's literally by the thinnest margin possible.
It is tight.
It's very tight. There's a comment there, and I'm just going to literally glad by it.
Yeah, that's what she said.
I'm glad. Well, so
talking about gliding.
Anything else?
No, not that I can think of. There was a few TED comments about Horner on his phone.
What's happening?
What's happening?
It's gone very quiet, hasn't it? With Horner,
as the Red Bull drama. It's all gone a bit. Yeah, don't know. So
interesting.
Adrian took a bullet, didn't he? Basically, to his career to avert the crisis.
Yeah.
By the looks of it. By the looks of it, to be honest. What will be the next chapter? Well,
it's Canada this weekend. You know, Christian's away from home, far away. Might get a bit bored. Hey, allegedly.
He might WhatsApp somebody, and it'll probably be his family.
A moose,
thousands of miles away.
Maybe he'll sext a moose. Who knows? Send a dick pic to a Canadian moose.
The mooses have that phones out there.
Hey, it's Canada. Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe.
Montreal. Lorna, go on. Send me a pic of your moose hoof.
No. I've completely lost where this conversation's gone.
Look,
I have no idea now. I've been trying to find out who the fuck Kate Beckinsale is. So
come on.
No, I'm not joking. I've Instagrammed her and I don't know, Jerry. I'd save Jerry just for the fucking for the history. Just so Spice Girls can make a comeback to them.
Look, if it's going to be a Spice Girl, it's going to be Emma Bunton. But
you and me, Mark, all the fucking way, man.
Absolute top tier. Where Jerry Halliwell is Conference League compared to Emma Bunton. So next week,
got you, baby Spice. We've got you.
Next week, Tony's going to be hosting. We've all got to clean up our act because we all have confidence in Andy getting us Kate Beckinsale on this podcast.
Kate Beckinsale, Jerry Halliwell, and Emma Bunton on now as well, because you said it about 5 times too.
Excellent. Emma Bunton.
Emma.
Not a problem.
This next podcast.
Wow. So, right, on that note, thanks for joining me, guys. It's great to be back.
Emma Bunton. Fucking hell. Wow. What an end.
And on that note, we will. See you later.
See you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
So there you go. What do you think to that? Another one done. Another one gone. Another week of races gone. And a new race to look forward to. Puh, absolutely fantastic. Before you leave us, please do consider like, share, subscribe and comment. Leave reviews where you can leave reviews. I think most places now have some sort of review function. It would be great to see some of those reviews coming in. Check out the website, thecookiecast.com. There you can leave us social. You can find our social media links and you can click our email button, get straight through, send us an email, say how much you love this podcast. Right, that's it for this one. Till next time, I'm going to say bye, and I'll see you then.
Thanks for listening. If you like this episode of CookieCast, please like, share and subscribe.